start that now.
Okay.
And then let's see if it lets me. No, it's not letting me do that. Oh wait, there it is.
I think it's like not mirroring, so I have to move it this way. Oh, not a box PK. No, not a box PK. Oh, well. There we go.
All right, share that to my Facebook.
Oh, see, if I go off of here, then I'm going to leave. I don't want to do that. I said if I click off of here, it's going to make me leave the whole thing.
Oh.
Because I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. So I am. You're all caught up on New Jersey?
Yes, New Jersey made me cry.
Oh, yeah.
I was crying the whole time. Like, that's really the only part that I really got into because, like, you know, I've been watching, like, New Jersey since the beginning. Mm-hmm. So, like, seeing her parents and stuff like that. And then when Gia was reading that poem, I was like, oh, this is not going to end well for me or her. Like, I'm like, right. I broke down in my whole bed. I was like, yeah, I don't think I can watch this no more. But it was good though. Like, I'm glad that. And then another part that really got me, I don't think I can watch whenever Joe was like, his dad looked at him and was like, take care of your sister. Mm-hmm. And like how they looked at each other, I was like, oh my goodness, like that means that, you know, they can't be beefing no more. They can't. Like, they can't be beefing no more. So it was just a good episode. Like, it was. That's probably the best thing about it.
My so like just going a little bit backwards while we wait for the governor and just break this on down. What do you think about the apology to well, no, let's go even further, a little further back. So they're planning the trip to the Jersey Shore. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on? So Teresa did Teresa did her pool party, and she invited everybody, including Jackie,
with the dildos and stuff.
Oh, before the dildos.
Oh, okay, before the dildos.
She had the pool party where Jennifer got stupid drunk.
Oh yeah, she fell on her face. Yeah. Okay.
So, what were your thoughts when Melissa said, "Well, she's offering you an olive branch," and Jackie said, "Well, she can take the olive branch and stick it up her ass"?
Well, again, I told you I didn't like Jackie, so and that's why, because I felt like she has to get into it with Teresa in order for her to stay relevant. Exactly. And Teresa is not a good communicator, but that's Teresa's way of extending the olive branch. She's never mastered that part of communication when it comes to housewives, how to apologize, and then her way of extending the olive branch can come off as shady, but she doesn't mean it that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Jennifer is full of shit, and Karma's a bitch when it comes to her. So
Jennifer or Jackie?
Jackie. Jackie's full of shit, and Karma's gonna come to her. I don't know why I said Jennifer, but yeah.
Now the whole thing with Jennifer and her mom and her dad, like stuff like that really like gets me.
Why?
Especially like growing up, like the sons. We're supposed to be the. I was always with my mom for the most part because my dad was in the military. Mm-hmm. So it was up to me basically to be the man of the house. So I was always protective of my mom. Even when it came to my dad, I was protective of my mom. But I also do understand Jennifer's mom's point of view a little bit too, because just like with Jennifer, like it's always been her and her mom, and then now she's like, trying to build this relationship with her dad, and I was kind of like in that kind of same situation, like trying to like, me and my dad have always had a rift in our relationship, so me getting back to a place to try to like, rebuild something with him, and it's like, my mom over here like, I mean, I want y'all to have a relationship at the same time. It's like, don't forget the stuff that he put us through. And then of course, me as the oldest child, I'm never forgetting that. But do you think it's so? How do you feel about Jennifer's mom, basically, feeling like Jennifer's abandoning her for her dad in favor?
Well, I kind of share the same sentiments as far as like, my dad was in the military and, he raised me, he took me in like later on, probably when I was like 11. But I think when it comes to Jennifer's mom, she said it herself. That's her mom's experience with her father. That's not her experience. You know what I mean? Right. So she can't expect for Jennifer to feel the same way she does because Jennifer's always seen her dad in a different light. However, if he did do that or whatever, she's saying he did, I think that it'll probably be a good time for, them to address it as a family. That way they can try to have some type of healing when it comes to, something like that. Because again, that's her mom's story. And at the same time, my story with me and my dad is different from his story with him and my mom.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think that she was right in saying that because, her mom is kind of being selfish in a sense. So,
So did you kind of have like that same kind of situation where it was with your mom where like she felt like you were abandoning her for your dad?
Yeah, she used to, the way my mom used to do is like whenever I used to live with my dad, she would call all the time or when I got older, she would always be like checking in on me to make sure I wasn't loving them too much because she was still, you know what I'm saying? She was still dealing with her own stuff. But I just learned how to always love my mom. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let my mom know that she is the number one queen. She will always be that way. But I also have, my other family members that I'm able to, reach out to and love up on and stuff like that. So yeah, my mom tried it, but again, I have to learn how to tell her like, Mom, I'm still your son. Like I'm not going nowhere. Right. It's just that, it's a different dynamic because my mom did try to pull that okie doke. But I just had to learn how to see it for what it was.
Yeah. Now going on.
Is that a Britney shirt?
Yeah, I had on Big O. I had a Britney Spears appreciation panel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So going on to getting ready to go to the Jersey Shore, we saw the flashback of Jackie basically asking Melissa to stay in her house, and Melissa saying, "Well, if Teresa loves me this week, then we'll have to discuss that later." But I kind of felt like that scene was pointless because you already knew that Jackie was going to stay at Melissa's. It's like kind of like,
well, they got to create something. Everything is kind of like weird these days.
Because, of course, we know Jennifer's going to stay at Dolores's because Melissa and Jennifer don't really get along. I mean, they're cool, but they don't really get along.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Jennifer's going to stay at Dolores's house. Jackie's not going to stay at Dolores' house with Jennifer because they don't get along. Barbara's not going to stay at Dolores' house with Jennifer because they don't get along. So, of course, she's going to stay over at Dolores' house.
It's kind of like whenever, it's just like that's how it's weird but that's how they always do. Like, it's always that one housewife that is neutral and cool with everybody. And I honestly think that's the role Melissa plays now. Like, she tries to beef with Teresa, but there's no reason for her to. But she knows how to get along with everybody because she's fun and young. You know what I'm saying? So I think they played it like that because I don't think Jennifer wanted to stay there. I don't think Jackie's husband wanted to stay there.
Right.
I think that's the reason why, because that's probably what they did. So production probably was like, so Melissa, so this what you gonna do, and then we'll put y'all in this house over here. So it's the quarantine. So then we put you over here, and then you and Melissa can hang out, and then we'll put whoever over here. Because I think Margaret stayed with them too, right?
Yeah, it was Melissa. Well, at Melissa's house, it was Margaret and Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And then at Dolores' house, it was.
Yeah, because Margaret is messy. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Like, I'm waiting for them to eat her up. Because she is messy boots. Like she's real messy. She's the reason why all this shit started in the first place.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. So let's go ahead and jump back to that too. Let's go ahead and jump to that before we go to. So, oh no, never mind. We have to say that for the dinner. So we get to Jersey Shore. No, we get to Jersey Shore. It's the day part before the dinner. Teresa gives everybody the gift bags with the dildos, and she gives she makes a joke to Jackie about sticking a dildo up her ass. Like, do you think everybody was right for the reactions toward Teresa for her clapback at Jackie?
No, well, they're always going to give Teresa a hard time. I feel like they're expecting more from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? They be expecting Teresa to be like genuine. Again, remember I said she don't know how to communicate. So of course, the only thing she knows how to do is to clap back. Because didn't Jackie say that about her?
Exactly.
So that's why Teresa said that about her. So they just wanted Teresa to be a step above and not keep the beef going. But Teresa, she's an OG. She always got to have one hand. It's like Nene.
Yeah, and that's something that Joe has always said about her. Like, Teresa can try to move on. However, if something comes up and she remembers in her mind that you did this to her, if she has a chance to get back at you, she has a chance.
Yeah. She ain't gonna ever pass that up. Production loves that about her.
Right.
That's why she's still around. Like, that's why Teresa Giudice is Teresa Giudice. Like, probably one of the dumbest housewives, but one of the smartest. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, she a thug. She like mafia smart, but common sense, I don't think she has it all.
Not a lot. She's not a lot of it. So to the dinner. Teresa brings up what Jennifer had told her in the car.
Mm-hmm.
The other Joe, Margaret's Joe, saying that he heard the rumor. Saying that he heard the rumor before Teresa even said it.
Mm-hmm. And then remember how he lied?
But he lied and said he didn't. He didn't say.
Because that's when I was like, Margaret's messy. Because what happened was Margaret had that conversation with Teresa and Joe. Mm-hmm. It was probably the same conversation, and she didn't expect for Teresa to come back and bring it up in front of the group. But he lied because Margaret was probably like, that's why Margaret acted the way she acted. Like, she went off on that man. Like, I would have told her, I wouldn't have told her that. yeah, I would have. I would be like, bitch, you got me fucked up. Like, we gonna need to talk about this. Like, what you mean? Like, there's no way for you to sit up there and think that you're gonna talk to me in the kind of way when you was at home gossiping and told me this stuff. Don't get mad at me because I told these dudes don't even give a damn. Like, at this point.
They said even if we did know, like, we're not telling nobody nothing.
Yeah, because I think he did cheat on her. I do. I think he has dirt on his hands, and I think it's gonna come out pretty soon. Just like every Housewives franchise has this happen. Watch.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be so tragic.
Because to me, just like what Teresa was saying too, like, if it's not true, why are you so upset about it?
Mm-hmm.
like upset to the point that you're crying about it?
Because she knows it's true.
And another thing about Jackie that I'm kind of confused about, she was a lawyer, right? Or is the attorney or something like that?
Something. I don't know. Like, that's how uninterested I am.
So I'm just trying to figure out, like, if you're a lawyer, how did you act in the courtroom when you had another lawyer coming at you?
Do you think was she a defense attorney, or was she, what kind of attorney was she? Let's see. We gonna find out.
Freelance writer, former lawyer. It don't say what type of lawyer. It just says she was a former lawyer.
Oh, she ain't worth nothing. She got more money than me, but she still ain't worth nothing. But I'm just saying. I just feel like they remind me of what you call it. You remember that couple on Megan and her husband?
Hi, Regina.
Hey, Regina, girl. You remember? You know Megan I'm talking about from OC?
Yeah, Megan.
That had the. I think he was a baseball player.
Yeah.
He ended up cheating on her, and they got a divorce.
Yeah.
That's the vibe that they give me. And I'm being serious.
Hey, Regina. Hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Like, Keith, I see you popping up, but I don't see you actually in the actual comments. But it's all good. Make sure you guys are sharing the live for me. Onto the channel. They don't. Make sure you have them subscribe. Yeah, but I just like the way she cries and stuff like that. I just be confused about, like, you are a lawyer. Like, you must not have been a very good one. That's probably why you're a former lawyer.
She is not, like, I don't see it for her. I really don't. Like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it for her. There you go. I'm sharing it from my work laptop so we can. Hope I don't do no feedback. Yeah, I don't see it for her. Like, I don't see it for her. I don't see it for what she got going on or anything like that. I think that, you know what? I need this cast to be shaken up.
Yeah.
I'm bored at this point, like, for real.
And yeah, we're gonna talk about that too in a sec.
Okay. I keep getting ahead of myself.
Now, when she threw the dig at Teresa about, did she learn whatever she learned in jail, and everybody got mad but everybody still turned around and got mad at Teresa. I really felt some way. Like, Melissa, Joe, like, I get you guys, don't agree with it. Hi, Sharonda. Welcome. Sharonda, where are you calling from? Wait, Corey, where are you calling from?
It's Sharonda.
Hey, Corey.
Which one is this? Is Sharonda, Corey? Which one?
It's Corey. He's from the kingdom.
Oh, he's from the kingdom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Period.
Yeah. So this whole season, like, it's been really, like, confusing and stressful at the same time. Then Joe and Melissa getting upset. Well, Teresa, telling them, like, hey, if she's gonna stay at y'all's house, then I'm done with y'all. Y'all can fuck yourselves, basically.
Because you got to think about it, like, that's what I don't know. It's just, okay, you know how we're tired of certain fights and beefs? I'm tired. It's the same thing every season. It's the same thing every single season. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna get no better.
Right.
It's the same thing over and over again. So I mean, again, I need some shakeup. I think the other Jackie's gonna come back.
Jacqueline Larita.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind having her back. I wouldn't.
I think she needs to come back. I think she needs to. She got some explaining to do.
Back full time or as a friend?
I think she should come back as a friend to the show, but I think she needs to. Her and Teresa need to rectify their situation because she did Teresa wrong.
I think, and I think
so did Carolyn too.
My issue with Jacqueline was that she pushed so hard for Teresa and Melissa to make up, but Teresa and Melissa made up. She fell out with Melissa and expect Teresa to take her side. Teresa took Melissa's side. It was like
it was like they was like praying for this lady's downfall.
Right.
Like it's like they knew what was going on, but then whenever it started popping up, I feel like they weren't supported. Kind of like the same thing that happened with like Candy and Phaedra and Apollo and all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, okay, now that my back's against the wall, none of y'all are like coming to my rescue to like really like be my friends in a sense. It's like, okay, well, you know, you did this, so you know, you gotta deal with it type of thing. You know what I mean?
Like I know we're not on Atlanta yet, but no lie, like in that situation, I was on Phaedra's side, like because I really felt like they took more of Apollo's side within the situation, and didn't really like defend her like that.
Took more. They took Apollo's side, and then turned around and was some snitches. Like the only person that wasn't a snitch was Peter.
True.
And that's why they friends to this day.
Right.
That's what I feel like, and I think that's. Oh, Governor, if you watching, wherever you, please hurry up because we got to get to the meat and potatoes of this situation. Because I do got so much to say about RHOA.
I have a lot to say too about this.
Like,
but yeah, I do think a shakeup is needed for New Jersey. I tell you who I don't want back though. I don't want Siggy back.
Siggy can't handle it. She's actually a good-hearted person. I don't think her morals and her mental and her values go with reality TV. Like, I don't even think she liked how she acted on that show. So I don't think she'll be back at all.
And it's like I liked her, but she's a Trump supporter.
Oh, she is. See, well, you know.
I mean, I don't mind her being, but it's just like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more.
I do mind that, so she don't have to come back. Just like I don't like Waka Flocka Flame no more.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, so I don't want Siggy back. I don't want Kathy back because I don't think she really brought anything.
Now, Kathy is Teresa's cousin, right? Yeah. She don't need to come back either because she's not loyal. She got some explaining to do. She got to clear it up. And even when she came back for that little bit, and she was like, "Well, Teresa didn't have it." I wouldn't have anything to say to y'all either. Like, y'all trashed me on national television. You were not supportive. You couldn't stop your 15 minutes. You and your old ugly husband can stop your 15 minutes of fame to come and just support me. Right. Like, I'm going to jail. Like, y'all didn't come see my girls. Y'all didn't go check on Joe. Y'all trashed Joe. Y'all probably sold stories to the tabloids while I was away. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, and I don't want Kathy back. Like, yeah.
I liked Rosie, but I don't want her back either.
I don't like Rosie.
Yeah. You know who I would like back because I liked them. The twins. I like the twins.
I did it. Excuse me.
Like the twins? Teresa and
yeah, I remember. I didn't like them at all. I didn't even like the other girl and her husband.
Oh yeah, Melissa friend.
Yeah, that her husband was beating on her.
Something. That man was nuts.
Yeah, he was like, I think Jacqueline and Caroline are okay.
I think I even like Dina. I even would like to see
Oh
Dina.
yeah, Dina is my favorite. I think out of all the housewives of New Jersey, Dina and Teresa are my absolute favorites. I used to like Jackie, but she switched up. But I like Dina. But Dina, Dina and her sister fell out. Caroline fell out, so I don't think that's a no go.
But
Because I want to know what happened with that.
But yeah, Jackie G can go. I'm tired of her.
So who do you think is gonna return?
Return for sure. Teresa, Melissa, Jennifer. Like, here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't like Jennifer, but I love Jennifer. I think with Jennifer, like Jennifer gives me who is that? It's somebody else just like crazy but fun. Like she's TV gold for me. Like she has like the whole package for me. Like she's crazy,
Yeah.
but fun,
Mm-hmm.
and she has no filter. You know what I'm saying? Like someone that has no filter.
Yeah, she's fun for the show. I really think I don't know, like, I don't want to say this, but I gotta say it. I think it's losing its flair. You know what I mean? Like I feel like did you read that article in Vulture magazine?
I heard about it, but I didn't read it.
Oh, so Capricorn, you have to read it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because even in the way that it's worded and all of that type of stuff, it doesn't make you more attractive to the housewives. It makes you almost look at what Nene was saying as right.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it talked about all the franchises. It even included like the new housewives, the African American ones that are on these the new show or the new seasons that are coming up. It talked about all of that. But if you read it, it just makes you feel like just like that. Like, what did I just read? Because it doesn't. Okay, I'll say this. I think Andy has to go too.
Andy Cohen.
Mm-hmm. I think if they can keep the franchises going, and bring somebody else in, I think it'll be okay. Because, yeah.
It would be a good replacement for him, though.
You want to be honest?
Yeah.
Nene.
I can see that.
Nene, Portia, Lisa Vanderpump, Candy.
I think Dr. Heavenly.
Who?
Dr. Heavenly.
Who is that?
You don't watch Married to Medicine?
I do, but who is she?
I'm honestly like the reason why. Again, the reason why I love Dr. Heavenly is the same reason why I like Jennifer. She has no filter, and she'll tell you how she sees it. Even if and she just.
So Capricorn, you like Dr. Heavenly?
I love Dr. Heavenly.
You think that Dr. Heavenly is a loyal friend?
Huh?
You think that Dr. Heavenly is a loyal friend?
I think she has a split loyalty.
Okay.
Like she's loyal, but at the same time, it's like she doesn't pick. It's hard. She's more loyal to one side than she is the other side.
I think Dr. Heavenly is only loyal to herself. You see how fast she threw Qual underneath the bus?
She did.
Okay. I'm saying. So like what can you possibly say? Like I used to like Dr. Heavenly. Like I appreciate the straight shooter, but Dr. Heavenly, like no. Like no. Yeah, Dr. Heavenly, I just don't.
Um.
Oh yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Bring me back. Bring me back, because you know I can. You know when I. This the good stuff. This is the good stuff.
Okay, so on to Nono's. So real quick. So Teresa's apology to Jackie's husband. I feel like for Teresa, I feel like it was genuine, and I get where she was coming from. She's like, she just let them know, like, hey, I'm not trying to break up your family or nothing like that. It's just I heard something, I got drunk, and I started talking about it. Which is what happens when a lot of people get drunk, they got loose lips.
Loose lips sink ships. And that's what she did, baby. She sunk that ship right on what? Down.
Exactly.
She shot it on down. I think, like, yeah.
So I do think she was genuine with it. I mean, Margaret may have thought it was like whack or whatever, but it wasn't an apology for her anyway. So, what do you think about the dynamic between Teresa and Jackie now?
I think it's forced. I think they forced to get along. I'm curious to see what they talk about at the reunion.
Right.
Because, I mean, I think they're getting along just to get along, just for, the sake of cameras.
Well, it must have had a good resolution, because if you saw the cast photo at the end of the reunion.
Yeah, they were touching each other.
Yeah.
But see, I don't want to get it misconstrued, because Portia and Kenya was also standing next to each other.
Oh, that too.
So, I don't know.
The only reason why I thought that was because at the Salt Lake City reunion, Mary and the jail lady, they was standing by each other, and they had actually made up.
So how did you feel about that, the jail lady? Because I didn't watch that season at all, but
I forgot her name that fast. She the crazy one. Jen.
So do you feel like she should come back to Housewives?
Yes. The reason why is because I wanna know I wanna know what the story is about. Okay. And the thing is that the show it's Real Housewives. So so put it all out there. I mean, if they can put it out there if they can let Erica Jane air her dirty laundry out throughout the season, Jen Shaw should be able to do the same thing with hers. They did it for Teresa. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, but you know what? See, we got to come back and talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I. Because Erica Jane talked a lot of ish.
She did.
She talked a lot of stuff. She walked around like her shit didn't stink. Like, and I'm really. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you who's going to be next.
Because they did. I will say this. We're not even talking about Beverly Hills yet until that premieres. But I'm going to say they did Denise Richards so dirty.
I'm saying.
The only two people that were on her side were Garcelle and Dorit.
And Sutton.
Yeah.
But you know what? That like that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see how. Like, you mean to tell me, like, you would choose Lisa, Rinna, and Kyle, and all these, like, they lie. Like, they lied on this lady. They lied on two people.
They lied on LVP.
Yeah.
Lied on Denise Richards.
And then you see who they got rid of. We don't even remember her name. See, that's how irrelevant she is. You know which one I'm talking about.
Who, Brandy?
No, I don't like Brandy either. No. You know the one that they got that fired. She had that weight loss thing where she was having the girls starve themselves.
Who was that?
Her Mellencamp, Teddy.
Oh, Teddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she had. I don't even know why she even was so. How she even lasted as long as she did.
Right, because listen, I was like, why do y'all brought her on here to be friends with Kyle, She's blonde hair, got blue eyes, so of course she's gonna be friends with Kyle, and Kyle gonna just dress her up like a little rag dog, like she did, and then come to find out, like you were scamming people too. Like you scam these ladies out of fitness and wellness. That's what I'm talking about. Dorit gonna be next.
They're gonna try to do. I don't think Dorit. I don't. In all honesty, like I don't think Dorit has anything. This is my. I don't think Dorit has any like skeletons in our closet because her husband like works with all these artists. Like he's actually, we actually see him working. Yeah, we saw like the little thing they had that came out, paying off whatever that fine was and got that cleared up, and they still out here balling.
Okay.
But yeah, she already, what I'm saying, like they already had that little case come up, but then, Erica had put her nose in it, like, so what's going on with the financial situation with your husband, and didn't like really y'all gonna question her about this? But then now that Erica's feet to the fire, are you gonna talk about this? Why are you talking about this?
like I just couldn't, like, yeah, that just took me by surprise, like for real, like it just kind of she had everything going for herself, and then
right. I'm glad Sutton has a diamond. She deserved one last season.
Oh yeah, Sutton deserved. Sutton is the truth. I like her. Like I like her. I don't. But supposedly they try to come for Garcelle this season.
Yeah.
But why?
Who knows? Garcelle said, "No, I'm sorry, but Garcelle had some funny one-liners." She said, "They said, did you eat your placenta?" She said, "I did in pill form." It's like, but you didn't eat the. She said, "No, that's some white people shit." She said, "Baby, I'm black."
Yeah, she really does not like. She has no filters like with these women. Like she has no filter. Sorry, that's my sage.
My girl.
Like, but I like how they brought like her friends on the show. And I feel like they need to incorporate that more. Maybe they need to just kind of incorporate more Black women into these shows to see how the dynamic switches up. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, see, my thing was, my idea actually was, like, in my mind, Cynthia marry Mike Hill. Mike Hill's job is in LA. That would have been, I guess she has the, her wine cellar and stuff like that in Atlanta, but she could open up another one in LA, and she could have joined Beverly Hills cast.
Cynthia don't want to leave Atlanta.
Yeah.
Cynthia money is in Atlanta.
Kenya.
Huh?
It's the same thing with Kenya. I think Kenya's marriage would have been,
if she would have moved to New York.
Would have moved to New York. I think her marriage would have been great.
And she could have joined the cast up there. You think she would have doing well with those girls?
I think she would have done great. I think she would have really shipped that cast. Like, I'm not a big Kenya fan, but I'm
not a Kenya fan at all.
But I think she really would have shook up that New York cast.
I think that,
like, I would love to see Kenya versus Ramona.
I think Ramona needs to go. I think Ramona's time is up. Like Ramona, I still don't know why she's there. She must really like her little check.
She do.
Because what does she do? Like, I don't even, but you know what? I have not watched that episode or that season or that franchise since Jill Zarin left. And I'm not lying to you.
I was watching it off and on last season. I like the new girl. I forget her name, but I like her.
Oh, the one that they campaigned to have come back, the young girl that shook it up.
Yeah, she fights for us, so that's the main reason why I like her.
The white girl?
Yeah, she was out there for Black Lives Matter. Everything. Oh. That's what I like about her.
Yes. See, I didn't know that. I just know that I heard that she was a feisty one that didn't take no shit from them.
At all.
I love it.
That's what I like about her. That's what I actually used to like about Kelly Dodd. But then she just, like, Kelly Dodd's first season like I liked her. I'm like, okay, she not playing with these girls. I like her. But then as time went on, I'm like, can she go now?
Like I think they got it on. They taking their time with that one because I think they fired her, and so now they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Because I don't think they should have got. I don't think they should have got rid of Vicky. Vicky should have been a friend to the show.
Tamra, I don't think they should have demoted her at all.
Who, Vicky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was disrespectful.
I feel like it was disrespectful too. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you have like Kyle, huh?
They demoted her after the fact, so she didn't film it. And then, oh yeah, we're demoting you to a friend. You're not gonna hold the orange.
But then on top of that, like that's what I'm saying. Andy is. It has to be somebody else. It has to be. Because are you serious? I would have. You know who I still think they should bring back? Gina.
Yeah.
Who else was on? And Gretchen.
Gretchen.
I do think Gretchen needs to come back. I think Gina needs to come. Hell, they can bring back the little. I don't know what her race was, but the one that was married to Steven or engaged to Steve. Huh?
I liked her. I forget her name too.
Yeah, she was one of the first. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, but then you got who is gonna watch? What's that lady name? I don't even remember her name.
I like the what was her name? She had like the big eyes. She was really small.
Oh, me too. I did like her. She was like real, like
yeah.
I can't remember her name. I liked her. I liked her a lot. I really thought she was gonna take Tamara's spot, but
she said no. I leave, and then I come back. I might come back another season for another one and done.
yeah, they need to bring her back. They do. They need to bring her back. I'm okay. Her and Gretchen need to come back. Cause
Lydia.
Yeah. Yes, Lydia is her name.
Lydia.
But what's the one?
I like Peggy.
Which one was Peggy?
She had the real thick accent. I think where was she from? She was from Kuwait.
I don't remember her.
Yeah, she's in that Lydia came back on. And her and Vicky ended up being friends. But yeah, I liked her. But yeah, we did Nono's memorial, which was sad, and then Joe talked about the Swans being his mom and dad. Like that brought tears to my eyes.
Oh, that whole segment was just sad. It was just it makes you appreciate life, but it makes you understand the importance of family. You feel what I'm saying? Like just to have all of them there, just to support Teresa. Like, because I feel like this lady has been through hell and back again.
Yeah.
And this is how you rally around somebody and just show your love and support. You know what I mean? And like keep the mess down to a minimum, actually non-existent. Because I just really was. I promise you, I was sitting in the bed and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just watch this because I'm gonna see. And then when they got to that part, I was like, and then you know what's sad? You know, just to kind of make light of the situation, this TikTok of Gia as a little girl singing her song and everybody singing that song. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it's like to see her go from that to she's all grown and she's, doing good and stuff like that. Like I feel like
dang, we saw this girl as a kid. Like she's 20.
All of them.
She's 20.
What's the one that's like the tomboyish look at her?
Right.
Like all, and the funny thing about all Teresa's daughters are very beautiful. Like I think that those girls are, beautiful and stuff like that. I'm glad that her and Joe came full circle. Now Joe got a bit of a temper problem, but he need to take that out on his wife.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're going through something.
They are. Well, I mean, and he talks about it too. Like it's more so about she. When you get married or get in a relationship, it's like you make certain promises to each other, but that's because of where you are at that time. But then once it's growth, just like I think who was it? It was Andy. I think he said, who did he talk to about it? He brought it to somebody on Watch What Happens Live, and it's pretty much the show. He didn't think like her being on the show was going to cause her to get so big that she forgets about the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even he's not like she even says like it's not about the big things, because she says she still does the big things, but it's the little things that he misses, like just her coming home, giving him a compliment, or her coming home and just massaging his shoulders, like that little stuff. Like sometimes as a man, like you need that, like just something.
Think she out there cheating on you?
Nah, I don't think she's cheating. I think she's just working too much. Honestly, she has a show that she has her stores. She's traveling all the time for Envy.
In a pandemic? Oh, okay. Okay. In a pandemic. And how many stores she has now? 1 or 2?
But I know she has the Envy store. But I think it's 2.
That's 2
locations in Jersey.
And she did good during the pandemic?
Apparently.
Oh.
But yeah, he's like Teresa even said, like, just give him more attention. He needs it. He likes attention.
He's older. His looks are fading. Remember when Joe first came on the show, Joe was kind of like
had the hair.
Yeah, the spray on tan. The Beijing. But he was kind of like, you remember when he got in that fight and he got all on Joe Giudice? He was like, what the fuck?
You see Joe?
He was like, what the fuck? Like, you put that spray on Beijing. Yeah, he was looking like, what in the hell is this? But I just think he's getting older and she's not feeling it.
Probably.
Look, we gonna see. Watch what happens. Let me stop speaking all this bad stuff on these folk. I just want them to be okay, but it's not giving that. Like, it's not. I really think they're gonna call it quits.
Now Margaret's book.
Okay. You have to. You ask me, am I gonna read it?
Are you gonna get Margaret's book and read Margaret's book?
You are you being serious? I don't buy that stuff. I'm being serious. I'm gonna, if it ain't got nothing to do with us, I'm not gonna read it. Margaret is still trying to. Margaret is looking for her $1 million idea to break even, because they have been working on this house since she got on the show. And that was what, 4 or 5 seasons ago?
Yes.
That's 4 or 5 years ago. So me reading her book, no. And I feel like she be lying. That's just me.
So, like, my thing is too, like the whole Jennifer, like the argument with Jennifer. When Jennifer, when she told Jennifer she's a sloppy drunk, and Jennifer said, well, you had sloppy moments too, like when you slept with your boss. Now, when I go back to that moment too, just like Jennifer said, when she said it in that conversation, to me, it didn't sound like someone that was victimized. It just sounded like, hey, my boss wanted to sleep with me, so I slept with him.
Yeah, it sounded like she was like, my boss. It was very a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was attracted to me, and as a matter of fact, I did sleep with him. Like, yeah, So it's like, you can't get mad at her for taking that shot at you, because you told the whole room that you slept with your boss and didn't bat an eyelash, didn't wipe a tear. You was confident with it. Like, yeah, I fucked him, so what?
And like, just like Jennifer, like, I thought she did it to get ahead. Like, hey, I mean, he's the boss, so maybe he can,
I think she did. I just think, again, Margaret is.
And in fact,
Margaret's looking for her $1 million idea.
Book. Now she's explaining in detail what happened.
So was it a sexual assault?
So it was an abuse of power situation. Like basically, like they went back to his house because he said he forgot something, but then he basically used his power to get her to sleep with him. Because it was for her in her mind at that time. It's like, well, if I don't do it, then he's gonna probably fire me. I don't want to lose my job. And she said like she didn't call him. She said I'm not calling him a rapist, but I'm saying like this is how I felt at that time. So then once hearing that, it triggered Jennifer to say, hey, now that I hear the way that you're saying it now, I feel bad for how I came at you with it. And then her, in the midst of her trying to apologize for it, Margaret like trying to argue with her.
Teresa.
With
Teresa.
Jennifer.
Oh, hey y'all.
Hey. Woo, Governor.
Listen, baby, I got home.
We
and
love a hard-working man. I tell you that. We love a hard-working man.
Listen, I'm about to get up. I was like, oh shit, let me see if they still on. How y'all doing?
Good.
Oh,
we waiting because
you're just in time.
Look, when I say that me and Sir Capricorn been over here like stretching this shit out as long as we can. We've been out here stretching.
We were dragging it out until you got
here. Yes, because I'm like, look.
God, listen, when y'all didn't. Listen, let's get to the money, baby. That's why.
Yes, please.
Hey, thank y'all for waiting. I truly appreciate that. I'm just a nobody trying to tell somebody.
Because we
just wrapped up New Jersey and that whole situation.
Oh, great! I'm glad y'all just wrapped up New Jersey.
Yeah. Snooze fest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch them, so I can't really add to that. I'm not really an asset in the New Jersey aspect. Okay, but
I understand.
Have no fear. I am here.
Now, to the meat and potatoes, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're gonna start with it's Robert.
Yes, we gonna interview you, Robert.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Good. Come on, cheekbones. Let me see them cheekbones.
I get them from my mama.
Yes, I love it.
It's Robert. Yeah, I get my cheekbones from my mama.
So let's talk about the New Orleans thing real quick. So Drew basically flies everybody out on the PJ, and which I thought was a step up from, definitely a major step up from what Kenya did.
Did you say on PJ?
I didn't do that. Why you?
Because allegedly she didn't pay for it, so he didn't pay for it, so it's on the PJ. She flew everybody.
Okay. On the PJ.
It's still looking around for me like.
I'm trying to be cool because she might watch this.
So okay, I mean, we're not being shady. We're just going by what we heard. That's why I say allegedly.
And we definitely got to the shady part of what I got to say about Drew Sidora.
So, but before we get into that, so I did send a request to Drew Sidora and Ralph. They did decline the interview. But it wasn't a hard no. It was a not right now. They want me to build my YouTube audience up, and then circle back around.
Okay, moving on.
But moving on. So basically, we're going to just fast forward to the room situation. So Drew wants everybody. We're in New Orleans, so Drew wants everybody to do their best booty bounce for their rooms.
Okay.
Kenya refuses to do the booty bounce.
You said it was degrading or something.
That it was degrading, right? But I find it odd because when Kenya had everybody doing the little contest back when they did the runs for Greece, her and yeah, she made everybody do those contests for the rooms.
Are you talking about like when Nene took off her makeup and Portia jumped in the pool fully dressed
Yeah.
and all those things?
Yeah. So they always have to do something, you know, something fun or goofy for the room. So I feel like in New Orleans, it's part, you know, the part of the culture, correct?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on it too. Like, do you think that was? I mean, it's degrading for want them to do like a booty bounce contest for the culture.
Are you starting with me or are we starting with Mr. Woods?
Okay. No, we start with you.
Because you're.
I don't think it's degrading. Number one, New Orleans is about bounce music. Bounce music is about shaking your ass. And if you look at seasons back, not even with the contest, but the ladies always act like they're shaking their ass and twerking and all of that. I mean, it goes back from when Kenya was leaving out the lady house when the lady quote unquote evicted her or put her out or whatever. She was on the piano saying, "I'm twerking on the piano. I'm twerking on the piano. And I'm twerking in the wedding dress," and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? So that would consider twerking is considered a booty bounce. And there's a time when it was like Phaedra and Portia was joking around and they were in their PJs in Phaedra's house shaking their asses, and then Phaedra, I mean, they also filmed Portia, if I'm not mistaken, like walking and twerking and like shaking her ass and stuff like that. So like, it's not far-fetched for the ladies to shake their ass. I mean, they've done it before, so I didn't think that it was degrading. I like Kenya personally. She was really nice to me when I met her. But
that's what I want to know. I want to know about that conversation when she went and switched at that room with you and what was said. But that's what I want to know.
When they were in North Carolina, the Bachelorette's episode, I mean, if we have to be fair, Kenya was laying all on the ground with her legs spread wide open and stuff like that. So it didn't really like resonate with me when she said it was degrading. I was just like, oh, child. I just thought I saw her on the episode before.
And like, even when
and your daughter was upstairs, right?
Even last season when they went to Carnival, they all dressed up in the Carnival outfits, had their butts all hanging out, walking up the street and everything like that.
And her daughter was in the hotel room, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep saying that because Brooklyn been everywhere. Kenya has been. Kenya. So again, that's the only question I want to know, Gov. You can get there when you're ready.
Okay.
Mr. Word, what's your thought on the
listen, I ain't worried about if it was degraded or not. I want to know, because the thing about it is, Kenya picks and choose. Maybe this is my thing. Okay, let me be, if I'm being fair, I think she probably acted that way because her daughter was physically present. I think in that moment right there, if I'm gonna be honest, she made the right decision because her daughter was right there, like, and these girls acting like that. I don't think I would want my daughter watching me do that. Okay, especially at that young age.
Let me give you my opinion on that. I can totally understand if that was the decision she made because her daughter was there, and I'll be very honest. If my daughter was there, I probably would have not done it either. But I wouldn't have said I'm not going to degrade myself for a room. I just want to use that terminology because I know I'm with these girls and my daughter's not around. I like to indulge in fun with them. So I wouldn't have said the thing about degrading myself for a room. If that was the reason, I just would have been like, I'm not going to do that right now because Brooklyn is present, and I would have left it like that. But I also think that they had the option to not allow Brooklyn to be present. And when I say that, Kenya did have a nanny there. I don't remember if she was there at the time, but Kenya did have a nanny there. But also, there's a multitude of people behind the scenes, like with production. If maybe you could have been like, hey, y'all just hold Brooklyn for a moment while we film this, and then I'll get her. I don't know. But the words that were chosen, like, I'm not going to degrade myself for like a room key. I just was like, girl, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said it.
Carry my baby and twerk my butt. And
I've seen them like, watching different seasons. I've seen them. Like that.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, yeah.
So about this room, was the room really that bad?
So I have a question to ask you, and then I think you will probably just make the decision on your own. Did you see the room that she got moved to?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you think that room was bad?
No.
All of the rooms have the exact same furniture. Some of them just do not have an extra space for a sofa. All the rooms look basically the same. There's no different bed. There's no different sheet, no different comforter set, any of that. They're the exact same. The room was smaller than the second room because the first room was a regular king room. The second room was a king executive. So it had more space in it, but it wasn't bad. Don't tell me, y'all should look it up.
That's not what I'm worried about either.
To get to Mr. Wood's question while we're here.
Question was, what was the conversation like?
What was the position for the room? Like,
what was she given when she came back to switch out this room? Because I want to know. Because they didn't show that.
She came and she said, do y'all have any rooms that I can upgrade to? Because I'm not going to take this room. But she wasn't really, she wasn't mean to me. I can understand her not wanting the room because she just, she know that Drew was putting her in the bedroom, quote unquote, or like it wasn't ideal for her up to par. Mm-hmm. But Kenya was really nice to me the entire time. She was.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, this your show. Wait.
About the lie.
Oh, yeah.
I know what it is, but Mr. Woods wasn't there.
I wasn't there. So what did Drew Sidora lie on you about?
Oh, okay. So it was a scene that was cut out. It's funny because y'all got to see like the dinner with Frida as like the last day and stuff like that. And truly that wasn't the last day. The last day they did have dinner, but the dinner was at the hotel, and during the time of the dinner, the lights had went out in the hotel because we were literally in the midst of a hurricane. So the lights were out, and like production had set up lighting and all of that. And they actually had dinner at the bistro of the hotel. And they filmed it. They filmed it for a couple hours actually. So Kenya and Drew and all of the ladies are there, number one. But Kenya and Drew.
So Portia
and going back.
Portia and Candy left?
I'm sorry, Portia and Candy were gone.
Okay.
But the other ladies were there. It was Latoya, Kenya, Drew, Cynthia, Shamia, and Candy. No, not Candy. What's the other girl name?
Marlo.
How would I forget Marlo? Oh my God, I love Marlo. I'll forget her. But all of them were there. And Kenya and Drew are like kind of going back and forth or whatever. And Kenya says something like, see, that's my problem with you, Drew. You don't listen. You don't listen. And you just respond to something like that. And Drew says, well, Kenya, that's you because you're rude or something. And she was like, because even Robert said that you were rude at check-in. And I was like, oh. So when she says that, I'm literally, this is how I am. Because we're going through a hurricane and my phone service is really weird at the time. But it's funny because my hotspot to my computer is working really well. So I'm texting my family, just letting them know that I'm good and stuff like that. So I'm sitting like, computer and lap, and I'm just texting and I'm talking to like my mom and my sisters and stuff like that. And when they say it, I'm like, even Robert said, what? And so it's so funny because like I've been put on the spot a lot of times in my life, but I never felt the way I felt when I was put on the spot then, because the entire cast and like crew and like production, everybody looked at me like. So my boss and my colleagues and like the employees, everybody, and I'm just sitting there, and you see the production team is just like. So I'm nervous to get up, and I look at my boss, and he's just like, "Go, Robert." So I go in, and so Drew is like, "Robert, didn't you tell me that Kenya was really nasty and rude to you at check-in?" And I'm like, "I don't recall." And I'm still trying to not like be out of character because number one, I'm at my job, right? And number two, I'm at my job and on a show that millions of people watch. So I have to be mindful of like, my boss's boss may see this, my owners may see this. And I'm just like, I don't recall. I didn't say that. Really, when like if it was like real life and outside of work, I'd be like, nah, girl, you lied. But I couldn't do that. But so yeah, Drew said that I told her that I said that Kenya was rude at check-in and stuff like that, but I didn't say that. I'm not gonna say that Kenya came up all bubbly because she didn't. I mean, I understand when the person is frustrated how it is, but she wasn't rude to me. Like she had never did me anything wrong. I personally took on the task of like wanting to bring her keys and like changing her room and making sure that it was perfect for her. If a person is rude to me, and honestly, I don't have to do any of that. There's somebody else I can just pass it along to. You know what I'm saying? But I did it. She wasn't rude to me. However, though, a lot of people don't know this, and this is the first time that I'm actually saying it. The next day, when everybody left, Drew stayed back a little because she wanted to see her family members and stuff like that. I was at the hotel, the power was still out and stuff like that. And when Drew came down, I was standing at the desk, and she was like, "Where can I talk to you?" And she apologized to me for lying on me.
Hey, Sarah.
Girl. I'm sorry. I'm so disappointed in Drew Sidora. So I'm just.
She did it though.
Excuse me?
Did she say why she did it?
She did. She told me why she did it.
He ain't gonna tell that part.
Yeah, I'm not. But she apologized for lying on me.
Now, I know you said they kind of make you cry a little bit. Like, or it made you really upset. Like Shamia had to pull you to the side and talk to you about it, right?
They ain't make me cry, bitch. I ain't gonna cry about it on me.
Made you upset, or it made you nervous. Shamia had to pull you to the side and talk to you.
No, Shamia pulled me to the side and she was just like, "Robert, you could tell me the truth." And I was like, I didn't say it. I mean, he make me cry though. I was just shocked that it happened. I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Because girl, I'm sorry, Shamia knew she was lying.
Yeah, but Shamia came to the side. All of the ladies, Marlo, like Latoya, they all was just like, "Tell us. You could tell us." And I was just like, "No, I didn't say it." I mean, if I would have said it, I would have said it. Yeah, Kenya was a little rude at check-in. I mean, bitch, I ain't gotta lie about that. If she was rude, she was rude, but she wasn't rude to me.
She didn't seem like she was rude. She thought she was frustrated from what they did show.
She was frustrated, and I understand frustration, but she wasn't rude to me.
Mm-hmm. She was frustrated with them. She knows where to give her energy to.
And I mean, let's be fair. Why would she be frustrated with the person that she needs to help her? Because like I'm the person she came to for help to change her room. Like why would she be frustrated? Like why would she be rude to me?
Right.
She had no reason to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And so now to back up a little bit. Now the dinner with Big Frida.
Mm-hmm.
And Marlo pulling Big Frida into the drama between Portia and Kenya that she inserted herself to. I love Marlo, but yeah, Marlo did insert herself into this drama that she did not need to be in the middle of.
Okay.
Your thoughts on her trying to pull Big Frida into this situation?
I love Marlo. I do. I love Marlo. So like I kind of knew what happened at the dinner before I seen it, but I didn't know that it went like that. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, bitch, Marlo, cut up." I was like, "Marlo, cut up." I didn't think Frida had anything to do with it though. And I honestly don't even know why she did it. I wouldn't have done it because I just don't have a reason to involve Frida. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have a reason to involve nobody, Frida, anybody. I don't know why she did it. And probably in her mind, she just was bringing the conversation to the table to just rectify it. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know what our thought process was. I just know I wouldn't involve Frida. I wouldn't have involved nobody because it's really like the issue that I have going on with a particular person literally has nothing to do with nobody. I wouldn't have.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know why she did it. But also Marlo did come on, you know, when we seen her at Blaze, she was like, I was really intoxicated. You know, she apologized to the people. So, you know, just probably out of drinking and like alcohol, it just was like, she probably just did it without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now, do you think? But so my only issue with this situation was that after the twerk class or whatever, the bounce class, like her and Portia had that conversation, and it was supposed to be okay. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked me. Well, I mean, I asked you. You said no. It's done. But then, yet she comes back to the group again and said, well, Portia said it didn't happen, but Kenya said it happened. I don't know who's lying.
Once again, when
I love Marlo.
I do love Marlo. But no, when alcohol is involved, things happen. So like I understand that they had the conversation. It might have just been like in her mind, it just was still relevant. It still was present. You get what I'm saying? So she just brought it up again. I mean, I don't know why she did it. Shit. I told you already. I wouldn't have did it.
No, I'm saying she wasn't drunk on the bus.
You saying, but what you just asked me, you're saying after her and Portia had the conversation, you know, that was your thing.
And then they went to the got on the bus. They had the conversation on the bus, and then they got off the bus. She had the conversation again with Candy and Kenya in the kitchen, and then,
baby, you don't know when people started drinking.
Oh, okay.
Marlo was drinking all day. You can tell.
Okay.
I don't know if it was all day, but I'm just saying, like, you honestly don't know when they start drinking. But okay, I'm just let's take them out of the equation. I'm getting ready to go out with my friends and my homies and my homegirls and my sisters and stuff. Bitch, I start drinking at the house. I be drinking at the house. So I be pre-gaming. We pre-game. So bitch, maybe they pre-game, you know?
You're right.
I do have another question because you didn't answer it. And I want to know.
I didn't
answer
it.
You didn't answer. You didn't answer all the way.
Okay,
so when I asked you the other time. So you know, I know you love Kenya and you love Marlo, but how did that baby tear up that room?
Now, you know, I don't know how she did that. Like, honestly, even when I saw the video, because, you know, I didn't get to see it in person. By the time I seen it, it was already cleaned up. But I saw the Instagram, the Insta story. I saw the Insta story. And it was funny how it came because my friends didn't know that they were at our hotel first. And my friend sent it was like, child, this baby tearing up this goddamn hotel. I will go wherever it is and whoop her ass. You know, he was saying that. And I was like, bitch, because I'm like, girl, there is my hotel.
Like, what you mean?
And when I was like, how in the hell did she write on everything? And I know that children get into stuff. I am an uncle of 10. And I have other kids that call me uncle too. I mean, I have cousins that I'm really close to the, you know. So I have other kids that call me uncle too. But I am an uncle. Literally, my sisters have, between my 3 sisters, it's 10. You know what I'm saying? Ranging from the age of 18 down to 3. I'm an uncle. And I've seen kids get into shit. And it's so easy for them to get into things. I mean, they've done it fucking with me when I'm babysitting them. So it's so easy for them to get into things. But it was like, damn, to this magnitude? You know, it was like, it's on the wall. It's on the furniture. It's on the comforter. It's on her food. It's on, like, it's on the dresser. Like, god damn. So that was just my my process of it.
You know, yeah.
I don't know how she did it though.
I would have told her ass up. God,
but
I don't keep kids, but
like,
God.
I know that like when they're getting ready to film, there's conversations being had, there's like phone calls and stuff like that. So maybe she was just like, I'm gonna let Brooklyn eat and color. You know what I'm saying? and then I'm gonna take a couple phone calls. And that's probably what happened. She just was probably lost in a phone call or something. But I was just like, God damn, because even like on the phone, I probably just be looking over, like making sure the child. Like, I don't know. I just was like, I don't know how it happened. And things do happen fast, but I mean, God damn.
Because I really was like, how she fuck up this room? Like, I really was like, how did you do that? Like, did they pay for it?
They really didn't have to, because the marker was washable.
Oh,
okay.
That's a plus.
Listen, that's a blessing for her, because I would have charged her everything, girl.
Yeah, the marker was washable. So
the doorknob, I would have charged her everything. The lint on the floor, everything. That's what I would have did.
Well, I probably would have tried to find a way around it, because, like I said, she was really nice to me, so I'd probably be like, let me see if I could clean it.
They did speak very, very highly of you. So how did that make you feel? Like, whenever I watched that part, whenever they were on the bus, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't ever like
I love
see somebody that you know on, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, I really like Robert. Like, he really is. And they were in agreement that. So how did that make you feel?
So y'all didn't get to see a part because they didn't air it all. They only aired like that little clip of like them saying they love me. But there is some cutting out of production where Kenya actually takes Marlo's phone and finds my number and FaceTimes me. And by Marlo back is hurt and she can't really wrestle with her for the phone. So me and Kenya was talking on the phone for a really like a while before Marlo even like got the phone back. And she just was like, she was talking to me, asking me about like my next step in life and like becoming a personal assistant and stuff like that. And then you see the point where Marlo like, that's my Robert. So they like kind of go for the phone. And Marlo gets the phone and Kenya's in the background, and then Candy gets on the phone. And Candy talks for a moment, and then it goes back to like Marlo and Kenya. So it was like probably like a 7 to 10 minutes or something like that it went on.
Well, work for Marlo. Don't work for Candy or Kenya. Okay, work for Marlo. I was really glad to see that part. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they really gave you your flowers, and they didn't try to, like, this is my thing. It was the first time on Real Housewives where they didn't try to make a mockery out of you.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, they didn't try to be like, oh, girl, it was like they saw your professionalism. They saw whatever it was that you brought to the table from a positive standpoint. They fell in love with that. And I was happy to see that part of it.
I appreciated that. And I didn't answer you. It made me feel good, though. Like, because a lot of people just like, oh my God, Robert, did you see how they talked about you? And I knew that they had already expressed how they felt to me, like that I was really good to them, and that they expressed their appreciation and all of that to me. So I already knew how they felt, but like then to like see it, millions of people saw, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, exactly.
And then like my friends and everybody, and like it was just like my social media went crazy about like congratulations and and I was just like, I guess it meant a lot then. I was like, but I guess that's really nice of them, like because they didn't really have to do it.
Exactly.
I appreciated it. I did.
That's good. I'm glad you did.
I still smile.
Good. That's good. You're supposed to, because you did a really good job.
Now back to the dinner. So we're just gonna fast forward. Marlo stormed out because she said Kenya and Portia are fake bitches, and everybody.
Well, she said everybody was a fake.
Yeah, she said, y'all motherfucker.
My girl, baby, listen.
Marlo cleared that table, no shade.
Whatever my girl was drinking that night, I want it.
Because
bitch, give me a cup of it right now.
She was not phased of nothing.
My girl cleared that table. I want what she was drinking. They could give me that now.
And Drew come back in for and at least finish. She's absolutely not. And Marlo and Latoya left.
Yeah.
Now the conversation comes back into Kenya versus Portia again. That whole back and forth.
Are you gonna ask me how I feel about that?
What y'all's thoughts on the back and forth between Portia and Kenya?
I just think, honestly, I understand Portia defending herself. I understand Portia feeling aggravated, irritated with it, right? I understand it. I also, and this is funny because now it's like devil's advocate. I also understand Kenya bringing it to the table. I understand her bringing it to the table in the aspect for the show. That's what I'm saying. I understand that because I think that if the cameras was off and they were not working for real, like just going there, no Real Housewives in sight, I don't think it would have come out. But I think because it's their duty on the show to keep the show interesting, it came out. I do not agree that it came out, right? And I don't agree that it came out, number one, because in the beginning, they made a pact to not judge each other.
Right.
They made that. Like they agreed on not judging each other. And we all know that at bachelorette parties and at bachelor parties, things happen sometimes that it's almost like Vegas. Don't ask, don't tell. You know what I'm saying? When Vegas stays in Vegas. So it's like that. So I was taken aback because I was like, this should have never came out. You know, this I wouldn't have said anything personally because I understand the moment that we're living in. I understand that. And that's why I wouldn't have said anything. And so I understood Portia's frustration. I don't know if she fucked Bolo. I wasn't in the room with them. I don't know if they was watching porn, making sounds. I don't know if sound was even made. I'm not calling Kenya a liar. I ain't calling Portia a liar. I just really do not know. I don't know who fucked who. I was not there to physically see no dick going, no pussy, or nothing. So I don't know if Portia fucked Bolo, right? And who's to say that it was even Bolo in Portia's room? This is what they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to even say that was Portia? Because honestly, let's be fair. They said it was in the room between Portia and Candy's room, which was Portia's second room, which I would assume was her dress room. So I don't even know if it was Portia really in that room. I mean, look at Tanya. Tanya said, well, I went to this girl room afterwards and we were sitting in the bed and So who's to say that it was Portia? Now, I don't know who was in the damn room. I don't care.
Fallon. Portia, the reason why Portia got the second room was because that was actually supposed to be Fallon's room, but Fallon ended up getting the other place for her husband.
Yeah, I honestly just don't care though. I don't care. I don't care who was fucking who. Because you look at it in this magnitude. If Portia did fuck Bolo, Portia is a single woman. Like she has the option to fuck. Even if she wasn't single, let's just say that that's her pussy. If she won't put her pussy on everybody in their house, I ain't gonna say a word. That ain't my cat. So
and if Portia did,
let her do.
If Portia did fuck Bolo, I clap my hands and I tip my hat to her. How about that?
I will tell you this though. I know a million other people, men and women, that would have fucked Bolo.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, it's not a bad thing to say. I just think like what Gov said, like, I don't think it should have came to the forefront. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think it should have came to the light, but I do understand they're on a reality show, but that ain't no girl code.
Exactly. I feel like there's a lot of things that are not filmed or not on camera. Like if it's not on camera, then don't bring it up. I feel like you shouldn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Like I think season 11, that whole thing with Portia at Todd's birthday party. Y'all ain't filmed Todd's birthday party. Why even bring it up on camera?
I will say this: that's what Nene was good at. Nene did not talk about things that did not air.
Never.
She was really good with that. She did not do that.
I want to know what she know, but that's just me.
You want to know?
But Nene never aired nobody out ever.
Yeah, she don't really do that. That's what my girl. She excelled in that area, bitch. But if they had a show, she was running through the mud, bitch. Let me tell you something. When that reunion come, my sister was dragging it, bitch. It's like she was taking her notes, like, bitch, I'm gonna touch on this, I'm gonna touch on that, I'm gonna touch on this, bitch. I miss my sister.
I do. I miss her so much.
But I will say this. I love that Portia really didn't get up. upset or anything like that. She was more so sarcastic with the whole situation. Like, okay, yeah, I fucked Bolo. I fucked the man who made the pig. Fucked everybody at the party. I should knock on your door, Candy.
And we could have fucked. That's what she said.
Okay, so this is the thing. If it's a lie and I know I didn't fuck nobody, I really don't even care. But if it's the truth and I fucked them, it's my cat. So either way it go, it's like, girl, I don't care. Like, so you should be sarcastic about it. I mean, I would. Bitch, I don't care, girl. I fucked Bolo. I fucked everybody in the house. Bitch, okay, girl. Then if I didn't do it, it's like, girl, I fucked Bolo. Okay, girl, so what's next?
That's so what's next?
It's like, what's next? To be fair,
I think Kenya wanted Portia to slap her. I really do. They was trying to test Portia to see how far they can push her before she snapped, and she didn't snap.
My girl is black. And black matter, okay.
She real fight about it.
No more fight.
Portia and Candy both the storm. We don't need to go through all that.
I need to get to this finale.
Talked about Storm already. Now let's go ahead and fast forward to Pastor Lot, Prophet Lot. The prophet.
The prophet gay, but go ahead.
Somebody else said that they think the prophet is
baby. Y'all didn't see all them rings and that Beijing on that beard and
not the Beijing.
y'all. Come on, y'all. Now, y'all did not sit up there and see this man and be like, girl, now I know.
Now, according to Giselle
who, Brian?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord. What'd she say?
She heard about LaToya and Prophet Lot as well in the pastor circle. And she's still smashing Jamal. So I think that was a pillow talk between her and Jamal about Prophet Lot and LaToya as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
now let me tell you this.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna touch on Giselle first before I go to the prophet.
Okay.
I don't think that Giselle should be saying she heard nothing about nobody's personal life with a man. I'm not the biggest fan of Potomac because I don't really watch it. But from the little things I heard, the people are questioning if her relationship with Jamal is even real. So I think that she should focus on that.
Yeah.
And
and keep her mouth closed.
But yeah, I just don't think that relationships and like scandals of relationships is her strong point with the subject.
Someone said she's desperate to take his ass back.
Hello. Anyway, what's that lady name? I mean,
LaToya.
Are you talking about Prophet Lot? You talking about Prophet Lot? Yes, lady.
I didn't want to call him that. That's just how I talk. As far as Prophet Lot, that whole storyline was fucking bullshit. I despised it from the beginning. And let me tell you why I despised it from the beginning. Because Prophet Lot is a grown-ass motherfucking man, and so is LaToya a grown-ass fucking woman. If they did decide to fuck or go on dates or whatever, that's their grown-ass motherfucking business. What Prophet Lot job was to do for Drew Sidora was to do her baby blessing or christening, whatever the fuck it is. He was supposed to do that. So if his spiritual side is still in alignment with God's work, then his fleshy side, meaning his personal life, has nothing to do with Drew. So Drew shouldn't have even brought that to the table. Like, that had nothing to do with her. And then I think that what made it even more worse, like stupid to me, is because that motherfucker kept on trying to throw it in our face for us to just like hate LaToya over it. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if LaToya fuck the prophet. The prophet's still a goddamn man. Yeah, he doing God's work, but he's still a motherfucking man. And LaToya a woman, they grown. They can fuck. What's wrong with them fucking? And then like to add the extra that he broke up a marriage, like all of that shit, and then they make it on there and say, man, me and that woman, that shit happened years ago. It's just like, girl, leave that out, because it don't make no sense. And then that finale with the damn tape recorder and the fucking wig, all of that shit was just late to me. That was just late. I was cringing these last few episodes that I've been seeing Drew, because I was like, you know what? Before I was like, I could see Drew coming back. She's held her own and da. But these last few episodes, I was just like, this shit is, I'm over it. if she don't come back, I'm fine. But if she do come back, bring her as a friend of the show. Shit,
because she failed miserably.
It was like it didn't give peach holder. Not like that. Just
you want to know what it gave?
For straws.
This is the worst I've seen. Like they said, where somebody failing to produce receipts. Like it was like, bitch, you running around, and yeah, I called her a bitch, Drew Sidora. You running around, you got everybody. Like I can understand. I can give you 30 reasons why I hate LaToya, why LaToya ain't good for the show. But you specifically is so mad at this girl because she went and found her a man. It seemed like, LaToya is a little loose, but that's just me. But you want to talk about this girl, and then first of all, you bring your child involved and talk about, we were supposed to do this christening and this, that, and the third. First of all, you got your mama who's been at home, but then you want to bring this man in that looked like whatever. It just made me so pissed off, like watching her push this narrative, because you went from being this likable person to like now you trying to carry a bone like you a bone collector to tear someone down. It's like, I don't know what I was watching. You feel what I'm saying? And then in the end, what'd you say?
I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, at all. And then when you get to this lady's house, you want to do a gag gift, but the gag, like, this is where production messed up for me. So if you're gonna have a white elephant and then she brings a gag gift, that gag gift was not for Kandi, Cynthia, Portia, Shamia, Marlo, nobody. It was for one person and one person only. Maybe two. But I'm just saying, it still did not, like, you sit over here and ruin the whole episode with this lie, because I don't believe it, and I don't really care to believe it, but you ruined this whole episode and started a whole fight because you want to push this narrative. Like, if I was LaToya, to be honest with you, I would have just slapped her for GP and walked away.
I was glad that Kandi responded the way that she
did. Because Kandi ate her for real. Kandi was eating all of them all episodes.
I sometimes say that I don't think that Kandi is being fair when she called people out because she picks and chooses. But I was so glad she chose to call Drew ass out. I personally will say this. I think Drew is a beautiful girl in real life. I think that she's a very pretty girl. And I think that in the beginning of the season and throughout the mid-season and stuff like that, I think that Drew did a really good job. But these last few episodes was just turning me. I was just like, girl, I'm sick of it. I was with Portia when Portia said, well, bitch, you still gonna give him $1,000? Because, bitch, the gift was trash. The gift was trash. I hated the gift. I hated that old ass.
And she said the wig was $1,000. Girl,
that ugly wig was not.
That wig was not $1,000, honey.
That wig was not $1,000, and it's totally fine that it wasn't $1,000. You don't have to pay $1,000 for a cute wig. You really don't. But what you're not gonna do is get out of giving that motherfucking $1,000 gift, and that's why I was with Kandi. It's like, bitch, I'm frustrated over the gift, girl, bitch. I actually think Drew gift was trash, and I didn't like Mel's gift either.
Mel went down to the Bailey.
The box in the trash. I should have checked the trash.
I would say I agree with you. I agree with you on the gift part, definitely. I personally don't think that Tiffany's gift that Portia got was worth $1,000.
I think it was.
It's Tiffany's. You can go buy a set of glasses from Tiffany's for like $350.
Okay.
I was trying to find. You can buy a pen from Tiffany's for $1,000.
Oh,
like a writing pen.
Yeah, because I got a picture frame for someone's wedding.
So King Meech says that first season always takes some girls through it.
And I said that too. I said this I was on another blog with one of my friends, Cortez. I was on the lean, and I said, it was her first season. It was her first season. So maybe, she just was trying to fill in, some storyline time for her first season, but I ain't appreciate that. Like, fine, we could have did. I just argued
they
with
tore up Cynthia's house.
Every time I see this bitch, I'm gonna just tell her something because she done pissed me off, and I would have been good with that. But that Prophet story was just late. I couldn't deal with that.
And then he's not even cute. Like, come on now, if you want to talk about somebody and who they sleep, at least he let them look like something. Like,
yeah, I just think that once again, we don't need, like I said about Giselle, I don't think they're talking about people's infidelity and who they're sleeping with is one of Drew's strong points, because Drew kind of seems like she alluded to that she thought her husband was cheating when he was in Tampa.
In Tampa,
So
yeah.
you need to figure that out. Like, that's just something that you should be focused on. Like, it's not your strong point. This is where you do not prevail. You do not pass this test. You get an F.
I was in Tampa with Ralph.
I'm not doing this.
Allegedly, sorry. It was a joke.
So I agree with you on the gift part. Now I am going to defend Drew a little bit here.
What are you defending?
Here's what I'm going to defend Drew, because I'm grateful to Drew for bringing the prophet story, because what have we been talking about this entire time since they came back from Charleston?
Oh, Portia.
So we needed something to get off of that. I was tired of the whole Bolo thing. So this prophet.
Well, I was tired of both of them. I was tired of Bolo and the prophet.
But I mean, I'm just saying the prophet story took us away from was good thing to take us away from the Bolo story. That's where
took away from the season.
Yeah, so, it really did.
This is the thing. The prophet story took away from the season. It took away from the energy in the room. You can see it. So, like, we're not even able to enjoy the episode because the ladies are drained about this dumbass story. So, I would have rather, no shade, the energy that Bolo was given with arguing rather than just the girls just like, oh, girl, this prophet shit again. Not engaged. Mia sat basically quiet. Mm-hmm. Portia sat there quiet,
like talking shit on the side.
Yeah, it's like it took away from our girls interacting because the shit was so stupid.
Right.
But this actually, I agree with Randy.
Yes, Randy, I agree too.
One of the worst seasons I've seen for Housewives in a while, and I
think it was the worst season.
Super fan. I am over it. And Wendy Williams felt that way too.
Well, Wendell, she was trying to read and end up getting her face cracked at the end. So
my thing with this too, though, like also where I'm processing Drew's thing with the whole situation, if it happened or if it didn't happen, whatever, is like, you know what I'm saying, like if you're somebody like Drew, mm-hmm. I don't know her relationship, but just your relationship with God and spiritually, where I think where she was coming from from a spiritual standpoint, as far as I don't need that type of spiritual energy around my child's blessing. You see what I'm saying? I know you guys are. Just I'm
trying to listen and understand.
I think she was operating more so from a spiritual standpoint with her. I don't know what her relationship with God is and what her spiritual situation is. That's not for me to judge or anything like that. But I'm just thinking where she's coming from is this is a man of God. He's supposed to just be a spiritual advisor with her, but yet you're her spiritual advisor, but you're also sleeping with the person you're also allegedly sleeping with the person that you're supposed to be advising. That's not a good look as far as a church. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what type of church she goes to.
Let's stop you there. Because you're a prophet doesn't make you a pastor. Okay, that's number one. Doesn't mean that it don't even mean that he's in church. A prophet doesn't have to go to church, just like all of us don't have to go to church and still be spiritual and believe in God. Mm-hmm. His assignment is to deliver a message that he has personally heard God say. He didn't choose to be a prophet. He was born one. Okay. Doesn't mean that he loved God any less and that his position here on the earth changes because he doesn't abide by everything that we think he should abide by. I will say this. I'm spiritual too. I go to church. I sang on the praise and worship team. I have been a person who at one time was going to church Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. 4 days out of the week, singing every day that I'm there. Wednesday, it's a Wednesday midweek service. Got off work, went to church. From church, did praise and worship. Thursday, go to rehearsal. Saturday, do Saturday prayer services, singing there. And then Sunday, doing 2 services, singing there. So I get all of that spiritual, I was about to cuss, stuff. But once again, it wasn't Drew's place to bring that. If this prophet is your spiritual advisor, right, and he's your friend, and you really care, why would you bring your friend's business to over 1 million people? Why would you even make that a big storyline on this show? Because now, if you think that he's not doing the job that he's supposed to be doing as a prophet, and that's the message that you're conveying for your spiritual advisor, what do you think the world is looking at him as? You could have just ruined this man's career and his credit. So it's deeper than that for me. I just think it was very foolish and it wasn't smart. Because if you're saying that this is your family, that LaToya is ruining because you considered the prophet family, I'm sure that all of us have secrets about our family that we wouldn't dare open our mouth about.
So. First, this is a mistake.
No, it's a mistake in general. At first, second, third, because would have done it. She just shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, because I feel like if it bothered her on that person, but on that level, like if it was that serious to her from a spiritual, religious, whatever standpoint, there would have been nothing for her to pick up the phone and talk to that man behind the scenes. Because for one, you're not going to want to embarrass him. You're not going to now this man is probably having to clean up everything. You feel what I'm saying? Because you pretty much exposed him for whatever he might have been doing allegedly with this lady, right? So I felt like that was very tasteless for her to even say, well, it ruined my family. It did this. And it's like, we don't care about all of that at this point. Because if you cared about your family, you would have talked about this with your mama, your husband, in the kitchen at your house when y'all was talking about your divorce in the beginning of the season, not in front of the collective. And I feel like it was very tasteless for her and tacky for her to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought
it was more to back up her image than to crucify him, in my opinion. Just shady and extra. What back up her image? She had to do with that. Just like people say Marlo inserted herself in Candy, in Portia and Kenya's business. She did the exact same fucking thing with LaToya and the Prophet. She inserted herself.
She did.
That had nothing to do with her.
But I do understand where you're coming from, Sir Capricorn. However,
I understand it. I just don't agree.
It's just like I don't agree with it.
You know how they're always talking about all the girls, even you got on the show, all the girls are always talking about, well, you got to make sure the energy is right. I don't want this type of energy around. But I just feel like when it comes to Drew and this whole situation, she's talking about the energy and spirits and all that other stuff. It's a whole different, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're looking at her a little more different than what they have done with other people in the past. Like when Eva said about the baby's birth, about Kenya's, about Brooklyn's birthday party, and not bring her kids to Brooklyn's birthday party. Well, I don't know how Kenya's energy is, so I don't want to bring my kids to the party. Or any type of event that other people have. Like, well, I don't know how the energy is going to be when I get there, so I just want to be on guard. But then it's like this situation. It's like, you know.
Well, we know Eva to be a liar, so she probably ain't bring kids because she probably ain't want to.
Right. And I'm going to say this because didn't Drew Sidora end up having that christening the next day with all of them?
It wasn't the next day. It was. It actually just happened like a few weeks, like last week.
It couldn't have never happened last week. Not when they showed them in all white taking pictures.
Yeah, because that was a year ago, probably. Because a lot of stuff was cut out, so they filmed that, but it didn't make the.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, my reason why I'm bringing that up is because I think she brought that up because she didn't want LaToya there.
And that's totally fine. That's all. Yeah. told her she don't have to be there. I mean, look at it this way. But when Lauren did the thing for Portia with the Black Lives Matter, she called it the last minute and told Cynthia, I don't think it's good that you bring Kenya. And Kenya is a peach holder. So LaToya have to be there. You could tell her, do not come to your thing, bitch. I don't want you here.
Yeah. And I just, oh, yeah.
So that's peach holder business.
Oh, yeah.
So there was so apparently, I don't know if you guys watched Kandi speak on it, but so basically Kandi revealed that there was conversations had that LaToya was supposed to be that sixth peach holder, but the situation with Adam, her ex-husband, or still current husband, potential ex-husband, she couldn't hold the peach.
Yeah, because he didn't want her filming, like he didn't want the kids on the show or nothing like that.
Well, I think it's like we'll go. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that she was supposed to get a peach too. I heard that there was chatter about it, but from seeing the way that I saw this season, I'm gratefully ecstatic that she didn't get one.
Oh, LaToya?
Well,
that's my opinion.
Yeah. Here's my only issue with that. So LaToya didn't get a peach because she couldn't show her kids on the show.
Well, you ain't been seeing them blur out Brooklyn all this season?
Exactly. That's what I was getting to. Like, Brooklyn's been blurred out the whole season, but yet Kenya still had her peach.
And Kenya's husband ain't film either.
Yeah.
And that takes me back to Beverly Hills last season. They took Sutton's diamond away because her ex-husband said she couldn't show the family on the show. But yeah, Sutton was a friend and brought so much energy to that show.
Right, so that's probably what they did. They wanted to see what LaToya could bring. And what LaToya brought was a bunch of bullshit. But I think that because Drew had a more family dynamic and they can get more content out of her, I think that's why Drew got that peach. Because I think Nene kind of pulled the okie doke on them and that they were scrambling at the last minute, to be honest with you.
Pulled the okie doke on them. I think that they pulled the okie doke on my sister.
I do too. I agree with that too.
3 or 4 episodes. The fuck no, I don't need to film with you bitches.
You on this side?
I'll tell you this. My motherfucking sister, bitch, she should have still took that check and only filmed her motherfucking 4 episodes because, bitch, I heard that they wanted to give her same salary.
No, it was a lot. Like, they was only going to give her $100,000 for her spinoff. Like, they really was like...
Hey, we could work on a spinoff after you just give me my full check for these 4 episodes.
But it's just crazy how they did her, though. Like, she was only getting 4 episodes. Teresa was
wrong. No, that was wrong to me.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, if that's what happened, I don't agree with it. I don't know what happened. I'm not a part of their contracts, and I'm not a part of their liberations and back and forths.
I think that they did Nene, just like they did LVP wrong, just like they did Vicky Gunderson wrong. They did Nene the same way, and I also think that because
she too. I think they're trying to push out Teresa too. Honestly.
Oh, they're trying to push out Kandi too. We ain't even talked about that yet.
No, Kandi said she's thinking about leaving herself.
Why? Wendell, why? Why can't Kandi leave it?
Well, here's my thing. Here's what I think about Kandi. I love Kandi. I love Kandi on the show. However, I think Kandi and Todd are too good for the show.
Okay.
I think Kandi has outgrown the show.
Okay. Well, you want me to tell what I think?
I think because I mean, if you look at Kandi though, like it's like Kandi's not really bringing nothing more. Like Kandi has to be activated.
Stop there. When have Kandi actually really bought something? You said she's not bringing nothing more. When have Kandi actually really bought something, except for the season, like maybe 11?
Pillow Talk is the last time Kandi turned up.
When she was the real bone collector, when she was doing like Sheree's job, telling everything. That's when Kandi really have not been like the forefront of any season. I never said like, "Oh, Candy turned it this season, bitch." Never. We've never
And
said
Candy
that.
has never sat next to Andy at a reunion. You want to know why?
Probably
Because she
never.
don't have. Yeah, because she don't have no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She did one time.
With her and Phaedra.
Season 9. That was the one time.
But okay, so then let's tell you this: Candy only sat next to Andy on the strength of Portia. That was Portia and Phaedra that held season 9, and then season 10,
freaking frag.
Portia, Portia held season 10. Portia been holding every season since, like, she's been a breadwinner and holding the season since season 9. And when Nene came back, Nene helped her. Now Nene's gone again. Portia's still holding. My sister back ought to be tired from all of them motherfuckers sitting on it.
Exactly. Candy has to be active.
Yeah.
Just
so
like,
guess what?
Like in the finale, Drew. If it wasn't for Drew and that gift, Candy wouldn't have been activated.
Well, I think this is why Candy's contemplating leaving, because they about to bring back Phaedra Parks. I think that she don't want to face that. I don't think she wants to deal with that. I think that they're gonna pay Phaedra to bring it back, because think about it like this: hardcore Housewives fans right here of Atlanta, right? Hardcore, right? Probably the worst season. They expected and they thought that Kenya, Candy, even Cynthia was also going to carry the show. The only person that they talked about all season long, with the exception of Cynthia, was Portia. Candy didn't bring nothing. So guess what? They gonna do whatever.
Bolo more than they talked about the Peep
Exactly.
Show.
It was Bolo. That's what it was. It was a Bolo season. But they need somebody to come back to bring these ratings back up to 2.0 something million. They are doing bad. Like they went from the highest rated Housewives to now they down here with the common folk, quote unquote. You feel what I'm saying?
3 million viewers.
I
think the finale only brought in 1.3.
Right, but I'm telling you, yeah, y'all gotta see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I know we whatever, but I think Phaedra coming back.
The fact that Potomac did better than Housewives of Atlanta, that says something.
Well, I will say this: I think that Real Housewives of Atlanta have the prettiest cast.
They do.
They have and I mean throughout the entire franchise.
Yep. Bad.
I think only had 2. I say 3.
Who?
Wait, what?
Maybe 3.
Who on Potomac?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 and a possible.
I don't watch Potomac.
I love Ashley Darby. I think she's a cutie.
Oh, whatchamacallit is gorgeous to me.
Monique,
yeah. Monique is gorgeous. I'll even say this, even though I don't care for her that much, Candace is beautiful too. It's just her attitude. Like I ain't gonna slight sister like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's her attitude, but she's gorgeous.
Looking either.
Who?
Dr. Wendy. It's just her hairline.
You mean her wig line? Is that what you mean?
That hairline go like it go like this, like there's a dip right in there.
Right. I think you wait to see it this episode. She'll look good.
Not a hairline, child.
Right. he said, I think her hairline is off. Like she get lined up for every 2 weeks like we do. What's going on?
Not a hairline, child.
Nene's impact to the show is underrated. Here's what I would like to see from Atlanta. I would love them to do an OG season or even an OG spinoff.
I just think they're going in a different direction.
Like an OG.
I actually think they should just do crossover episodes too. I think crossover episodes would be great. And I do think that they should have like a OG's vacation special.
Yes.
Or like fan favorites vacation special.
I would love to see Nene, Kim, Sheree.
No. I think throughout every franchise, not just
Well, they're supposed to be like doing like a house kind of thing. So it's supposed to be like 2 spots from each franchise.
Guess who it's supposed to be?
Kenya and Cynthia.
Kenya and Portia.
Oh, they changed it then.
So why would it be Kenya and Cynthia?
Because right, why would it be Kenya and Cynthia?
It makes sense.
They did say Kenya and Cynthia.
Okay, so I'm asking you to like make this make sense for me. Why in the fuck would Cynthia be doing anything? And no shade, Cynthia is a beautiful woman and she's a nice woman too. But
yeah,
when the fuck have she ever had a highlight of the season?
Her hair, she always has highlights.
Sir Capricorn.
You asked me if she had highlights.
You're absolutely right. I did.
Yeah. I mean, she tried to have a highlight, I guess.
No shade, they did Cynthia wrong in season 2.
Phaedra, like, everybody's calling everybody whores, but I mean, there was talk about you having a Mr. Chocolate
and what Portia said. Y'all mouth not dry and hurt and talk about the same thing. I know.
Y'all need some gum.
And that's why Portia's still around.
So real quick, while we were talking about Nene, so Chloe on her show decides to say that Nene is responsible for the failure of her own career.
What? Wait, say it again, because you're going in and out.
Claudia.
Oh, ciao, bye.
That Nene was responsible for her own failures.
I don't want to talk about Claudia and her Bob. Nene said she looking for a man, she looking for furniture, she looking for food, she looking for a job, she don't have a car. Who's riding down Highway 85 on a big wheel? Okay. So I definitely don't want to talk about Claudia.
I don't have no comment on that. I can't wait for Nene to come clear them.
Her bob was completely folded under. I ain't talking about Claudia. I won't talk about her.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got 3 minutes left. So then we're gonna wrap it up. So cash shakeup for Rolla.
Who?
Who do you think who should stay and who should go?
Oh.
Well, Wendy actually said something when she was talking to Andy on her interview the other day. She said, I don't like that Drew Sidora girl. And she said, are you thinking about shaking the cast up? Which was to me, Wendy was implying that they need to get rid of Drew. That's what I felt. But for me, I think a cast shakeup, I think that honestly, they have the recipe already. They have the recipe, right? They're just not mixing their ingredients right. I would like, and I'm gonna be very fair to say this, if they want a real season that's gonna be like organic and full of the shits, I don't want to see LaToya back, honestly, because she pissed me off all season. I really don't care if Drew comes back or not. You know, they can give her a second chance, no shade, because everybody needs a second chance, and I think that she gets it now. But for the sake of shaking it up, I think they should leave everybody and just add Nene and Phaedra. And I think that would be a fucking season.
But didn't she tell us that she didn't want to come back though?
Who? Them girls be lying.
Back. When we talked to Phaedra that night.
Listen, I ain't putting my conversations with Phaedra on here.
Pick me.
But all I'm saying is that for me would be a shakeup cast. I also thought that it would be neat, because I can already see the drama between her and Kenya, if they would have brought Tamar on as a friend.
But I don't think I think Tamar said she wouldn't do it because she likes the dynamic that she has filming Breakfast Family Values as far as like her sisters and filming with some other chicks.
Well, she said she felt like Breakfast Family Values was bringing her down and it was stressing her out, child.
That too.
But I would love to see Shamia more.
Yes.
I want Shamia more.
Yes.
She was a highlight of this season.
Yes. To me, Shamia ate this whole season up for me. Like
Timora, and I feel like they should have made her an actual friend. Fallon.
I'm okay.
Only next season, but she can as a friend, just more of an elevated friend role because of the divorce she's going through and her infidelity accusations.
That's peach worthy though. I want to know because you want to know all the details.
Worthy.
They bringing Phaedra back. That's my cat shake up. Phaedra coming back.
If they open up about the divorce.
Well, I don't think Simon is going to want to film and talk about it. We didn't see Simon for real this season.
Right. He only stopped the fight.
Yeah. So I think that if anything, she can come back as an elevated friend. She can be like, like Marlo is, and how Shia was, but just like friend. Visible friend.
Yeah.
With a couple confessions.
Yes.
We don't just need to throw her to the wolves because she's going through a divorce. That may be the worst of the film.
All right, and we're about to wrap up. Tanya, real quick. Tanya.
I love Tanya.
I don't think Tanya needs to come back. I think Tanya made the right decision for her relationship to leave how she left out.
I think she left because she slept with Bolo, allegedly.
I was really liking to see the Tanya Portia dynamic. I'm not gonna lie. It was a breath of fresh air. And I think that Tanya, Shamia, and Drew would have done well together as nieces. I'll say that.
But I would love to see though. I'm sorry, I know you don't care if she says or goes, but I would love to see how the dynamic would be if Nene did come back between Nene, Portia, and Drew, because they all live in the same neighborhood.
I think that it would only be good with Nene and Drew, and to be fair, Portia. Because Nene probably be like, girl, Drew is aggravating.
Girl, yeah. Nene would eat her up, like for real. Nene would.
She'd be like, girl, girl, at this point, Drew Prophet lying. Nene was no.
Come on, Prophet lying.
If Nene had been on this season, that Bolo situation never would have.
Nene would have took up for Portia so fast, and she would have, girl, please, girl. She said, girl, can't. Let me not say what she just said.
Girl, she would have talked about where Mark at. Where is Mark?
This that I like should have gotten another. Shamari.
What about her?
I feel like Shamari deserves a second chance.
I think Shamari can stay at home too.
Yeah, she could boom like an 8-8.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think Shamari okay.
Get rid of her.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna continue this conversation on Bigo with the after show real quick. If you have the app, please join us over there. If you don't have the app, download it now and join us over there. We out.
You gonna say it like that? Bye, y'all.
Right. Follow us on all of our platforms or something.